Dooya and Finance have joined forces to provide the best arbitrage trading service available, and we are proud to introduce to you our premium service. First of all, let us look at some of the basics. What is arbitrage trading? To illustrate, if a bar of gold, for example, is sold in the United States for the US dollar equivalent of 150,000 Rand, and the price of gold in South Africa is 155,000 Rand, arbitrage trading will simply be taking advantage of the discrepancy in these two prices. So we buy gold in the United States, sell it in South Africa, and make a nice profit of 5,000 Rand. Unfortunately, though, nothing is ever quite that simple. Firstly, we have to exchange rands to dollars, and like with all banks, transfer fees are charged. In this illustration of buying gold, let's say these fees come to 3,000 Rand. In addition to this, we would have to then transport the gold from America to South Africa, and these transport costs would then be an additional expense, thereby not making a very profitable exchange. So gold would not work in this scenario as far as arbitrage trading is concerned. But because of supply and demand, South Africans are actually paying more for Bitcoin than Americans are. So what if we were to replace the gold for Bitcoin? You see, by using digital gold, so to speak, we eliminate additional expenses such as transport costs. Suddenly, we can start to make a nice profit. Up until now, that is how we have been making good returns for our clients. However, imagine if it was also possible to be protected from the volatility of the Rand suddenly strengthening against the dollar while you are still waiting for the trade to be executed. Our premium service allows us to lock in the exchange rate, thus avoiding those disappointing returns that looked so promising in the morning, but by the afternoon had dwindled. Now, all you have to worry about are those banking fees. This is where Dooya and Finance have partnered to provide our premium service. So how does it all work? Well, Dooya has a pool of their own funds that they keep in an overseas exchange. Finance is an intermediary for Mercantile Bank. In order to benefit from the 5,000 Rand discrepancy, we lock in the exchange rate for this trade. So you've sent out 150,000 Rand, paid 1,000 Rand in banking fees, you're left now with 149,000 Rand. You see, you no longer have to wait for your funds to make its way through the whole cycle before executing the trade, because as soon as the rate has been locked in, Dooya uses their funds to do your trade ahead of time by buying Bitcoin and selling it to South Africans. This all happens in a matter of seconds. Then the funds, along with the profits, gets kept in their South African bank account. So the trade itself is actually completed before your funds have even left the country. As soon as the funds you originally sent out reaches Dooya's overseas account successfully, they then release the funds from the completed trade along with your profit, minus their service fee of course, back into your mercantile account. Now obviously this is a simplified example of how our premium service works, and profits will still vary. However, your exposure to the volatility is drastically reduced. Added to this, because of the partnership between Finance and Dooya, we are able to join forces in cutting further costs, thereby providing you with an even higher arbitrage profit at the end of each trade. So in summary, you've booked a deal for 150,000 Rand, spent 1,000 Rand on banking fees, made a profit of 4,000 Rand, and Dooya's service fee comes to 1,000 Rand in this example. So after all fees have been deducted, you have still made a net profit of 3,000 Rand for the day. So who knows what tomorrow's trade will bring? But how do we keep track of all these transactions? This is where Trackly comes in. Trackly is an all-in-one software platform that was created with the sole purpose of helping you keep track of your trades. And the joining of these three independent companies makes for very satisfying arbitrage trading. Please keep the following points in mind. Dooya has sourced their own funds, voluntarily registered with the authorities, and has an external compliance officer. Finance is a registered credit provider, financial service provider, making them accountable to the FSCA and their ombudsman. At the end of each trade, all funds are returned to your mercantile bank account, which only you have full control over.